What's up guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online video. This one is the latest in my Life as a Corporation Director series. I just want to start by apologising for the delay in getting this uploaded. I think I was supposed to put it up on Wednesday, and it's obviously now Sunday or even Monday depending on where you are. So apologies for that, but it has been a pretty busy week. There's been stuff going on as I start to get towards the end of my job, end of my current job, and there's also been my partner's birthday and another birthday and stuff all around here, so it's been a bit busy. I've not had too much time to play, and even less to do videos of. But that to one side, we'll just crack straight on with the video. So what you can see in the background here is Tuesday night, I think it was. I recorded this maybe Monday, and there's three of us, but four accounts because I'm multi-boxing, running a remote rep Nester fleet out in wormhole space in a C4, and with this was our first crack at it. So you can see the modules and stuff, obviously at least the active modules that we got on the ship. All the ships are fit more or less the same, and you can see we've got remote armor and remote cap transfer set up in a bit of a chain, although we're focusing the armor rep on this occasion, but in a C4 after a couple more runs, because we've done a few more this week as well. Since filming this, we have become comfortable enough to run just straight up armor and cap chain in a row, so 3 armor reps are enough to tank all the DPS in the C4 sites. So this is really good fun. There's a few of us on comms in the background, just chatting about this. This is because it's the first run through. I'm finding it fairly stressful because, as I say, I'm multi-boxing, so we're looking at WOD, but on my other monitor I've got Stephanie is also mine, and I'm trying to FC a little bit. Like, obviously there's not many to FC for, but I'm trying to FC and get the drones working, all that sort of stuff. So and I'm not, as you know, I'm not rich, so this is quite a lot of ISK for me to have on the field in one go with 2 nesters out. So I'm pretty stressed on this occasion as it's our first run through, but as we've moved through the week, it's become nice and easy. The only thing we have to watch for, obviously, is potential gankers. But obviously I might be setting myself up for a fail here, but also they'd need to be relatively well organised to be able to, like a good number of them and confident and stuff, to be able to come down, take down a fleet of nesters. Just because the amount of rep that the nesters, I think they can rep through this fleet, we could do 1500, maybe more, 2000, yeah, 1500-ish DPS. And we put out, as a fleet of 4 nesters, you put out about 2000 DPS with your drones. So, you know, that's the sort of thing you have to take on. But so that's just going to roll away in the background, so you guys can watch something while I witter on. And this has been a pretty big part of my week, actually, where I have been playing. And this is all part of us. If you watched last week, like you're aware, we're moving into a temporary C4 pulsar wormhole. We have moved in and we're getting set up and trying to run fleets and get our membership engaged and really working. And so far it's been going really well. That we've had really good uptake in activity for the wormhole and people getting involved and doing stuff. And that's, you know, running fleets, PvP, PvE. There's some exploration stuff going on. We've had mining fleets up, and so that's been really good. And there's been really good uptake, and a bunch of people taking on initiative, getting on with doing stuff themselves, organising some fleets, and just getting out running, not requiring one of our FCs or one of our directors to get stuff organised, which has just been awesome. Like, that's been really good to see. And for a little while, it's what we've been lacking. Having some of our membership take some, like, a proper initiative and go for it, and more recently that's been really strong and good. So delighted to see that all the way through. as I say, that is just excellent. And because partly it means that as the director level, can enjoy the game a little bit more, not having to necessarily organise and worry about everyone all the time, able to just enjoy playing occasionally, but also we're able to get more done behind the scenes, push the recruitment more heavily, and run diplomacy and all that sort of stuff. So just touching on recruitment, that's also been going really well the last couple of weeks. We haven't, before we moved into the wormhole, we'd sort of stopped pushing hard for recruitment. It was just people who would come in every now and again, through YouTube or through the in-game recruitment channels and stuff. They'd just sort of trickle in, and that was going well. But we've stepped it up a little bit because we have a bit more of an offering again now, and that's been going really well. We've been getting a good number of people back through the door, which is just excellent. And it's some of those people, as I say, some of those newer people that are really pushing on with using the initiative and getting stuck in. And so our active member base now is really picking up, which is excellent. There's a lot going on across the board. We've still got a couple of members who spend all their time down in Womp Space in Nullsec. I have been splitting my time. If I'd played over this weekend, I'd have probably spent it down in Null, but at the moment, this week I've been up in over in J Space, in Wormhole Space. But I'm going to keep splitting my time between the two because that's what I want to do, and we really want to keep that relationship with Womp strong if we can. It's been really, really nice working with them, so we want to keep that relationship running. So that's where a lot of my diplomatic effort is sort of focused. Some of that can be done through YouTube as well. As I mentioned before, I am supposed to be putting together a tutorial video for absolute new bros and wormholes. I promise that is coming. I know I've spoken about this a couple of times now. It is coming. As I said, just haven't been getting around to as much gaming or as much YouTube as I'd like the last week or so. So again, just to follow on from the thing about recruitment though, what we've the last few days to a week have started finding as a director team is obviously we're getting more and more members in, and we sort of style ourselves as a place that new players can join and are more than welcome. We try and make it a good environment for them, and introduce them to elements of the game. But what we're sort of finding at the moment with the wormhole space, especially a higher class of wormhole, like obviously a lot of people will tell us that C4 isn't a high class, but it's not C1 to 3. They're much easier than C4, 5 and 6. But the wormhole space in general isn't particularly new player friendly, and so when we're talking about stuff on Discord or in game, we're using a lot of acronyms. We're talking about different apps and tools and stuff all the time, and we recently discovered it's going over, like it's a bit inaccessible for some of our newer members, just some of the terminology and things. We haven't been doing a brilliant job of explaining to them everything, and making sure everyone feels included. So I mean, we've been trying, but it sounds like we haven't been doing a brilliant job. So what we've been trying to work out the last few days is how we can improve on that, and what maybe we can offer by way of a better learning experience, but at the same time without I don't want to say ruining, because that's not what I mean, but right now I can't think of a better word. So anyone who's watching this, please don't think I'm saying ruining, but without sort of ruining our own gaming experience as the directors. And what I mean by that is mentoring and teaching other players in this game, in EVE, is hard work. Like it is rewarding. It's great fun. A lot of the time we love to help people, but it can be hard work, and it takes away from one's own ability to play the game occasionally. As I say, like, we are happy to do it and we really enjoy doing it. And anytime anyone comes forward with a question, our more experienced players, our directors, some of our longer serving members, or just our newer members but have got a lot of experience in the game, are all more than happy to answer questions. So whenever any questions come up, bam, they're answered and it's all good, it's all sorted through. But what we're finding is, newer members either don't know when to ask questions, they don't really know what they're not understanding, which is fair enough. You know, Eve is an unbelievably complicated game, and so, like, how do you know when you're not understanding something, right? You might go, oh yeah, that makes sense, oh yeah, and then it's something completely different. You just didn't know to ask a question about it until you think it's too late. I still have that a lot. Like, I don't do much PvP, so if I join a PvP fleet down in Wump, like, people start churning out some terminology, and I'm like, oh shit, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And I've been playing this game for a long time now. And other new members don't want to feel that they're being a burden, which sort of obviously goes against what I've just said. And if anyone asks a question, doesn't matter what the question is, if they're asking a question because they don't understand something, they are never a burden, right? You cannot ask too many questions. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're cluttering up a Discord channel or you're cluttering up the in-game channel because you're asking too many questions. Doesn't matter. Don't care. We want all of our members to feel comfortable and to be as confident as they can be with the game and any knowledge, and like, because it also helps us out, right? We don't want some newish player jumping into a wormhole and just immediately getting killed. And they're like, okay, I'll try that again. Jump into a wormhole, warp out somewhere, get killed. Because within a week, that's no fun, right? If most of you watching will have experienced it. I experience it pretty regularly. You just go through a section where you die a lot, and that's just a bit depressing. And so if you've just started the game, or you're a couple of weeks in, you've done the starter missions, and you're like, right, what can I do? What can I go and do that's fun? And you just go and die, and then die, and then die. It's like, well, alright, brilliant, this game's no fun. And we don't want the members to do that, right? We want members, we want new players. So we need them to feel as confident, as comfortable with the game as they can. We need them to enjoy the game. And so where we can help out with that, we really want to. So as I said, I've rambled on a little bit about that. I probably spoke about it a bit more than I meant to. But I am quite passionate about it. And so we're trying to work out the best way to make ourselves properly new player accessible as a wormhole corporation, but also without having to spend all of our time setting up mentor programs and seeing people through. So at the moment we're throwing some ideas around. I don't know how they'll go, but any of the newer members watching this, or any decent members watching, or anyone that's a prospective decent member, please don't feel like you're ever asking too many questions. It's just not possible, right? You can message or mail or hit me up on Discord anytime, or in game. If I'm able to answer, I will. Similarly, any one of our directors, just ask a question somewhere in Discord or in game, and we will answer. And there are a whole load of experienced players we've got as well that are more than happy to give you an answer. So please don't feel like you are annoying or whatever. It's just not the case. So that little section on new players to one side. It is probably worth us following up with that though. One of because this series is a Life as a Corporation Director, one of the things I do want to mention, at least in our corporation, and I know it's the same for WOMP, Weapons of Mass Production, for a lot of their guys as well. A big chunk of our time as sort of corporation leaders is taken up with helping newer players and helping people understand the game a bit better. That is a really big part of what we do, and we love it. We enjoy it, right? We wouldn't take on these roles if we didn't want to do that, because it's such a big part of it. But I think, like, one of the reasons I set this series up, if you've been following it, is so that people understand what's going on behind the scenes, and that genuinely is a huge part of it. spend a lot of our time chatting to our members, chatting to the member base, and just answering any questions, keeping them up to date with what's going on, and just generally engaging and chatting away within our own team. And that's a big part of it. And it might not be in public channels. Like we might there's several evenings where I'll have 3 or 4 private channels open with people that want to chat to me about certain things within the corporation or within the game, or just generally chat, and they don't want to do it in a public channel. So I always have 3 or 4 private channels open, just chatting away. Similarly, that's in game, and then similarly there's a few on Discord. And as I said, I love it. Even if you're not in my corporation, like if you're a viewer and you want to reach out and chat to me, please do. Like, it's excellent. I'm not always the quickest at responding, especially if it's a mail in game, but I will respond eventually. So yeah, please do. And the other thing I wanted to touch on is actually how generous some of the guys, some of the members that we've got on this channel, and then sort of by default from this channel in my corporation as well. But I think they all came from this channel, these members. But how generous this sort of community already is growing and things, because obviously I did a couple of giveaways. So I'm just going to mention a couple of the things, because it's really, like, it genuinely really means a lot, and it's nice. It's so nice that people are generous with what they do, and things like sponsoring giveaways and stuff. It's just, yeah, I really appreciate what you guys are doing for this channel and this community, and the support that means you have in me, for where you want to see this channel go and things. Like, it genuinely means a lot. So I'll just touch on a couple. I'm not going to name names here, because I haven't spoken to many of them and things directly about it. But obviously the last video, which I will address while this video is uploading, I will roll the giveaway and actually do that on the last video. But that giveaway was obviously sponsored by Kovacs, as I mentioned in that video. Because he wanted to give something to the channel. He wanted members to get excited about skins, so there's been a conversation about skins on that channel and on that video, and that's been really cool. So that's sponsored by Kovacs, and for, like, again, because it's a skin and you have to do that, like, he did that with real money, and that's just awesome. Like, that's really cool. I genuinely, like, I don't ever want to take anyone's real money, don't get me wrong, that's not part of this. But it's so nice that he felt compelled to do that. But in that video, I am whining that I have to give the skin away and I don't get to keep it, because I don't have a Stratios skin. And I think it's that video as well, I talk about losing my Stratios hull. So after I uploaded that, I logged into the game a couple of days later, just, you know, a normal evening, and I had a contract sat there waiting for me. I opened up the contract and there's a Stratios hull, and the skin that I'm giving away was also in there. And another corporation member had sent me a little mail saying, hope you found the contract, you know, really enjoy your videos, enjoy the hull and the skin, thanks mate, sort of thing. And again, it seriously means so much when I turn, like, if I turn the game on, I have a nice message or something. Obviously the stuff makes it better as well, but like, it's so awesome. So that was really, I was really touched by that. So I now have the skin, which is excellent. I've been flying around in my new Stratios hull, and I've got the skin, and that's all going well. And then just following on again, you'll obviously, but now you know I've got 2 nesters in front of me on screen. I've been talking about for a while now doing a big nester giveaway, although I don't think I've ever specifically said it was a nester, but I mean, I've been dropping enough hints that you should have all worked it out by now. So that is coming up, because I want to be able to do it as part of a separate video, so where we do a nester fleet like you're seeing here. I can talk you through the fit, everything that's going on, how we run it and stuff, and then we'll do the giveaway as part of that. But again, another member who I'll probably mention in that giveaway has said he wants to sponsor that. So, you know, we're talking the best part of $1 billion ISK, a nester fully fit, and he's come forward and said he wants to sponsor that. And before I really was given an option to respond, he's like, "Well, I've bought it. It's fit up. As soon as you're ready to do the giveaway, let me know and I'll contract it to you." So again, like, it's all just phenomenal. Like, that sort of stuff. It really allows the channel to grow. And it really means so much. Like, I felt really bad about being late on this video. I actually didn't feel particularly inspired to do my comms. I've been struggling with it a little bit this week. Just generally in myself, I've been struggling a little bit this week. And then obviously lack of game time and lack of YouTube time, but I've been lacking in enthusiasm. But then I was just, I thought about the fact that people genuinely feel compelled to help out with the channel and help with giveaways and help me out and stuff. And it's just like, like, I can't let people down. Like, there are some people watching this that enjoy it. There are some people watching this that will be that might be disappointed if it doesn't come out, and I've got people helping me. Like, get down there, get out there tonight, record the voice and put the video out. Like, we're trying to build something. You can't just have like an off week and ignore it. So it really, that's why I'm just trying to make the point that it really helps the channel. Like, if it wasn't for the engagement of this small community we're growing, if it wasn't for the engagement on the videos and the engagement in game from the guys that are part of this channel, I just there wouldn't be a video this week. I wouldn't have done it. And then who knows, would it then spiral into not doing one next week and things. So that really means a lot. I just wanted to say thank you, all of you, for being part of this channel, basically. So again, I'll get over my little ramble there, get over myself a little bit. And what else have we got going on? Oh yeah, I did want to mention this is all part of Wormhole life and part of us trying to get used to it and get set up again. Monday night we do our normal weekly mining ops. We're trying to move them into wormholes for the most part. But last week, so we had 7 ore sites in this wormhole on Sunday night, and there had been for a while. 7 ore sites. After Monday's downtime, no ore sites. All 7 had despawned at the same time, just in time for our Monday mining fleet. So I was like, that was pretty gutting. But we rolled the static C4, I had a look through, and they were like, yeah, no, we can still do a mining fleet. We'll just mine next door like we do with our fleets. You can jump into the static, you can close it, and mine from there. So we were going to do that. The guys were getting set up. They were getting ready to roll the hole when they saw a Praxis on D-scan. So they combat probed it down, found the Praxis, and it was just sat there by itself. I think it was probably ratting. It might not have been ratting actually, because the Praxis can't really solo at C4. But anyway, I wasn't online, but it was. I've heard the story afterwards, and it was by itself. So they thought, yeah, let's go kill it. Turns out it was a big bait. Before they could take the Praxis down, they got dropped on by a very well organised fleet, maybe 15 or so of them, and they really knew what they were doing. It was clearly bait, and our fleet got wiped out. Which, as I say, that's part of Wormhole life. It is normal, it's fun. I joined comms to join the mining fleet just as that fight was wrapping up. Some of them were still dying, and we're in there. And what I want to stress about this, and like, it genuinely is fun, right? We could beat ourselves up about it. We could go, damn, like, and we'll get all down and annoyed about the whole thing. But when I jumped on comms, and I logged in, someone was had a little stream up, so I just jumped onto their stream to see what was going on. Everyone was just laughing. Everyone was laughing and joking, giving each other a hard time, but laughing through it, and like just genuinely enjoying themselves, even though they're having the floor wiped with them by a much better fleet. They just thought it was hilarious. They went away afterwards. Once people managed to get their pods out and escape, there was then a good long conversation. We're talking 20 minutes, half an hour, amongst the group about what had gone wrong, how can we improve that, what should we be doing, and trying to build and learn based on that experience. There was not one person said, "Oh, that's annoying," or "Oh, that was a shame," or "Damn, I'm sad about that. I'm sorry I lost my ship." Not one in that whole like conversation afterwards. There was a lot of laughing, a lot of joking, and then a lot of planning afterwards and trying to work out what went wrong, right, and where they could improve. And that's just excellent. Again, that was another point where I just sat there and went, "Yeah, nice. We really are actually building something quite good here." And that's what I want. And we've had a few flicks like that now, not necessarily in the wormhole, but I've spoken in the past about when we dropped into Poshvin and it went a little bit wrong and we lost a couple of Drekavats. We just laughed about it. It was just funny, just good fun. When I lost my Orca on a high-sec mining operation, that's a billion ISK down the drain. And I don't have much ISK, but it was just funny. Everyone was laughing at me. I'm going to say with me because I was also laughing, but there was I wasn't annoyed, no one's annoyed, and that's really nice to see. It's genuinely, when we get on comms together, it's a really nice atmosphere, and I really think we're building something quite good in disaster area. And so just again, I just want to point out we are recruiting hard at the moment, so if anyone does fancy it from watching the series or seeing what we do in game, drop us a message, join one of our recruitment channels. You can find them I'm in game, I'm Wad Enderas, same as my YouTube name. You can look me up in game, look at my you can see my corporation, go into the corporation from there, check the bio, and there's all the recruitment channels and stuff in that. So just join us in game, or shoot me a message, shoot Hot Black a message. We would be delighted to have you on board. Oh, and that's actually just something else. One other thing, you don't necessarily obviously we want you to join. Like if you were going to be part, we want you in the corporation. But that was one other I missed actually when I was talking about the generosity of the people on the channel. There was one other. Again, not going to mention the person directly, but another person I wanted to talk about. They're not part of the corporation. They haven't joined up, which is cool. It's fine, but they're a really long-serving part of the member of the channel. They're subscribed publicly, so I can see how long they've been subscribed to the channel. And for whatever reason, completely unknown to me, is that they've now been subscribed for a year, which hugely predates this series and goes back to when I was just doing, I guess it must have been Angel combat sites and Astratios. So hugely appreciative of this guy for being with me for so long. That's awesome. And again, he reached out in game when I lost my Orca, and he originally said he was building an Orca and wanted to sell it to me at cost to help me, get back on my feet with that stuff and push me on. And that, on its own, is awesome, is a lovely offer, because at cost, save something like 250 million, which is cool. Orcas are back up at the billion mark at the moment, so selling it at cost is a big discount already. But then partway through the conversation, he said, actually, I'm still following the series, and I know obviously you're getting into the new wormhole and stuff. Can we look at an arrangement for that? Access to the wormhole for my alts, and me, just access to some of the, because he wanted to access the minerals so he could keep his high-sec mining high-sec industry op going. He can have access to the minerals that are available in wormholes, so he can turn up, mine them, take them back out. So offer me a really heavily discounted price on the Orca. I think we're talking half price now for access to our wormhole. And so I chatted to Hot Black and the other directors, and we talked it through, and we're more than happy with that. If he wasn't going to join up properly, he'd need to be responsible for maintaining his own access to the wormhole once we got him in. He's not going to have access to our Pathfinder and things, because there's always a risk that someone's a seed. So if you're listening to this story thinking, ha ha ha, I can do this and I can be a seed, yeah, you can. If that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to play the game, yes, you could seed our wormhole by playing on the fact that we could find a deal, reach an arrangement, and I like to help. I like to work with the viewers of my YouTube channel. So yes, if you want to be a seed, offer me a deal in game and you'll get access to the wormhole and stuff. But again, that's something else I just wanted to mention, because we've come to an arrangement through YouTube, and then in game we've had a conversation. He's given us a brilliant deal on an orca, which he's built for us with it himself, and then has sent it across. And now we're working on getting him access to the wormhole. Again, if he's watching, I need to apologise for being so slow about it. But it is in the works. We have agreed. We've just got to get you scanned into the hole now, so we'll work it out online this week, and we'll get you into the wormhole. But yeah, it's just something else I wanted to mention, guys. So that's taken us a little bit over half an hour now, so maybe I will stop there. I don't know how informative or fun or anything this video has been for you, but I'll admit this week it's been pretty nice for me to be able to talk and just let loose a little bit with my mouth. I've not been feeling 100%, so it's been nice to be able to talk to you guys. But so yeah, if you I'll go through the obligatory. If you like what you see, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more like this. I will be doing, as I've mentioned before, I'll be doing a New Bros wormhole guide, but I will be doing a dedicated Nesta video in wormholes, maybe even just dual boxing without the rest of the fleet. We'll see. But and then part of that will be a giveaway as well, which you should be subscribed for to enter. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. Please hit that like button. It really makes a difference to the channel as well. And I just hope you all have a great week. Sorry this was late, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.